Anthony, finally got your brake booster finished. Sorry for the delay, but things have been hectic around here. First thing I'm going to do is check brake light function, and I'm going to do that with the machine off because it makes too much noise. And what we're doing is I'm pressurizing the booster, and you'll see the VOM make contact and continuity, and you can hear the little buzzer of the VOM. And so now we've got your brake light switch is working. It looks like it pressurized around 200 psi. That's a little high. Usually they energize around 50 psi right here. But that's why I want to do this beforehand, because it's machine's noisy and you can't hear this. So your brake light switch does work. One thing I'm going to point out is that I had to put a copper washer in here because someone had screwed this in too far and had the threads were distorted. Ordinarily, you just this is has a 10x1 pitch, and it's a tapered thread on the brake light switch, so it just screws in until the brake fluid does not leak out. It's not designed to have to screw in all this way and have a copper washer in there, but unfortunately it's what somebody's done in the past, has forced it in there. Now then, on the machine, let's see. Well, first of all, let's talk about your booster here. We've got all the CAD plating done. I got a new vacuum diaphragm inside. The air filter assembly and the dual poppet in here have been remanufactured. All new hydraulic parts internally. Rebuilt your vacuum check valve, which was not built correctly in the first place, and so I don't know how this thing was working, but got you all built there. In terms of testing the booster, the two vacuum gauges are tied together. They both go up and will read the same vacuum as supplied by my machine, and this gauge here will stay stationary as the booster is energized, and as the booster is energized and activated, this gauge will go down and read 0 when the booster is fully engaged. Over here on the hydraulic side, we've got input, and that's this line right here, the input, and coming out of the slave cylinder is the output. So the input, we've got both gauges tied together. This gauge goes up, maxes out, and this gauge goes up and reads final input pressure as supplied by my master cylinder on the test machine. Output, this gauge is going to go up, max out, and this gauge will read final output pressure. This booster is a beast. It's about a 3-to-1 boost ratio, so whatever you see here is going to be at least triple over here. And to show you that the booster is inactive without any vacuum going to it, I'm going to pump the master cylinder, and the pressure in is going to equal to the pressure out. And that's one of the safety features of this booster. So if you lose vacuum, you never lose braking. Okay, 350 in. My machine is leaking internally. That's why the input is going down. Okay, 350 in, 350 out, 350 out. Now we're going to hit with the vacuum. Oh, and also when the machine is on and while we're activating the booster, we're going to check for leaks here at the top, at this bleed screw, which you don't need to use for bleeding the booster. This bleed screw, we'll check it for leaks. We'll check for leaks around here where this jam nut is, and also you've got a bleed port right here, and this is a little bleed hole that lets you know your booster is starting to leak internally, and before it fails completely, it gives you an advance notice that you need to deal with your brake booster to get it rebuilt. I'll do that again. Alright, now come over and we'll check our pressures. 350 in, 1200 out. 1200, almost 1500, 1400 psi. Like I say, this booster is a beast. This puts out a lot of pressure. It's going to really stop your car in an aggressive manner. Alright, now while we're pressurized, we start looking for leaks. Nothing out of the... Now this leak is coming from my fitting right here. So that's not a leak on your booster, that's a leak on my test fitting. Weep hole is okay. Bleed screws are okay. By the way, these are brand new stainless steel bleed screws. Also, this is a test port right here. This test port goes to this gauge right here. So if we pull this out, so if we put this back in, you can use this as a test port for checking your booster when it's in the car. Okay. Got you a good, solid, strong booster. Thanks for sending it to me. And a good check valve, so great.